Hey now, Matt LaBarber Music here, and today we are talking about Wicked World by Black Sabbath. Depending on when you're watching this, we just recently lost Ozzy Osbourne, so as always, I'm going through my Sabbath records, and this was always one of my favorite tunes that's like not a big hit, but it's really cool and super fun to play. And if I do my job very well, then you should be able to piece it together and play along in no time. I am going to zoom in and talk to you about all the parts. Before I do, I'd like to encourage you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to my channel. And if you already have, thank you so much. I'm happy to have you here, and it means a lot to me that you appreciate all the hard work that I put into showing you my favorite songs on the bass. So, you can like the video, share it with your friends, check out mattlabarbermusic.com, leave me some positive feedback in the comments. All that stuff helps me out so much and, helps me to continue to do this. So I'm going to zoom in and show you how to play all these amazing parts on the bass. So before I get all the way into it, I want to talk about a couple of technical things. First of all, I'm using this my Spectre bass because it's got steel strings on it instead of my flat wounds, and also it's got a little bit more of a rock sound to it. Typically when I pick, or pluck, I usually pluck a lot lower on the bass, but Geezer plays way up high, right? Like he'll play way up on the neck and it sounds real rubbery and kind of cool up there. So that's what I tried my best to do. I don't always play that way, but I tried to do it so I could get the feel, right? So again, typically that's not something that I do, but I do if I'm trying to play a Sabbath song. So yeah, you'll have to forgive me if I had some kind of weird clicky notes, but that's, I was trying to be as authentic as I could at least, So first there's the main riff, the da 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 da, right? That's what we're playing underneath that. There's 4 of those, and he does a different fill each time. So it's 7 on the A string, which is the note E. And it goes like 7, 5, 7, right? So the different fills, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess 9 really. And then the different fills is we'll go 7 on the E, then 5 and 7 on the A, right? Right, that's 1. So the main riff is 8 of these, and then 1 more, and then fill number 1. Okay, fill number 2 would be we're going a hammer on between 5 and 7 on the D string, then back to 5 on the D, 7 on the A, and 5 on the A. So sometimes I'll do extras, but it's all in that box, right? So here's fill number 1 and fill number 2. Fill number 3, he goes up to the octave and plays 7 and 9 on the G string. Back to the 7 and then 9 on the D. So I'll just jump into the 3rd fill. Right? So I'll do all 3 and then talk about the 4th one. Okay, and the 4th one, don't worry, I'll slow this down too. The 4th one, we're going to go 7, 5, 6, 7 on the D. And that walks us into the second riff, okay? So 4 altogether, 4 different fills, and again, they're largely improvised, so that's the framework, right? So I'll go slow. Three and 4. Okay. Now this is the part that I screw up the most because it's really fast. Okay. And I'll show you what it is. It's 7 on the D, 5, 7, 8 on the G. And there's a little slide. Okay, so 7 twice, 5, 7, 8, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 7. So and then this is the second half, okay? That's 5 and 7 on the A, 5 and 7 on the D, then 5, 7, then another hammer on, right? So I'm going to put those together. I'll do it in real time and then I'll do it again slow. I'll do it slower. And I believe there are 4 of those. Right? Or there could be 3. I don't know. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. So it ends. It goes 5 on the E, then 3, 5 on the A. Okay, so. And he does another fill in between. So going to 7 and 5 and 7 on the D. So here's the main riff, boom. And this fill. Right? So when it ends, it has a hard stop on the E, which is the 7th fret of the A string. So I'm going to play, I guess, riff number 2. And I'll go with this fill. And I ended on that E, okay? Now, after the first time around, they do this little riff. I'll play it for you first. That riff happens 4 times. This is one of them. Right? So what it is 7, 5 on the A, then 7, 6, 5 on the E, then 3 on the E. So, and that same thing 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And then again, hard stop on that E, right? Then there's that fill. Boom, 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 right? And then the main riff that they would sing over, okay? It's hard to distinguish riff, 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 but this is the part that they would sing over, right? So, the world today is such a wicked place. So again, this is all in that same area, 7, 5, 7, 5, right? And then sometimes they'll go down to this low 7 on the E string, right? I'll do it slow. Okay, sometimes I do less, sometimes I do more, but again, page out of the book of Geezer, he doesn't always play the same thing either, right? But that's the main, like the main riff before the vocals. So the world today, that happens with this. Now again, a lot of improv. So we're going from 7, 9, 9, okay? Just the root 5th octave of the E. And here, if there were a lot of screw-ups, it was in this part, because it's hard to, not necessarily hard to play it fast, but hard to articulate it and get them to all come out clear. So 7, 9, 9. So it does that 3 times, and then there's a fill. 9, 7, 9, 7, 5, 7, 7, 5. All pentatonic. And if you're not familiar with the pentatonic and improvising, I'll link you to a video that I have about that. But so many of these notes are all in this little box, all the dots, right? And sometimes I will do, right, some variations, right? Maybe because I messed up, or maybe because I wanted to do it, right? So, but the main riff again, 7, 9, 9. Then we put a fill in here. Right? That's the Over the World Today. So, and it goes in between that and the other riff. And remember, in the video I'm playing up high. Okay, so those riffs are what they're doing over the verse, okay? Then after that verse, remember this riff? Right, that we did at the beginning. Now we're going to do that same riff in 2 different places. So before it was starting on the 7th fret of the A string, now we're going to start on the 9th fret of the A string. So I'm going to go hammer on between 7 and 9, then back to the 7. Now 9, 8, 7, 5. And then the same riff, but now it's 9 and 11. 11, 10, 9, 7, right? Right? So same riff. And then it usually goes back to back to this. right? So that is the majority of the tune, okay? But then it'll break down. There's this little part. This little kind of like walking bass thing before they do the breakdown. Or actually, they do kind of break it down in this. So this is largely improvised. It's hard for me to tell you exactly what I did because I don't do the same thing either time, and neither does he. You can tell, like, again, it's pretty improvised. It's not like specific. So the main ingredients are 7 and 5 on the A string, then 5 and 7 on the E, and 5 on the D. So and then this is leading into that finger picking thing he's doing. Bum dum 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 dum, right? Right, and then when it starts to break down a lot, then you kind of pick and choose your notes. But most of the time, I'm playing that 7 and the 5 on the A. Bum, dun, 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 right? That's the filler in between. Then you have that breakdown where Tony does his, solo guitar, all by himself for several measures, and you'll know when it's over because there's that sick fill. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Right? There'll be another verse, out of that breakdown part. The singing, right? That whole thing. And then, this, right? That little double walk down thing. And it goes back to the top, the da 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 da, right? So over that we're playing. Remember the 4 fills? And then this is the part that I always screw up. This is the part that I always screw up. Okay, but it's in there, so. Now that usually finishes. It usually finishes with this. And the fill. And the very last one, instead of doing the fill, it just hangs on this 5th fret, right, of the A string. So we got a lot of feedback. Thanks again so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great time playing this song on your bass. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you already have, thank you so much. It means the world to me to know that people are enjoying all the hard work that I put into showing you my favorite tunes, and that you're learning with me. And like the video, share it with your friends. Check out MattLaBarbermusic.com. I got tons of cool stuff coming up over there, and probably something else coming up, or popping Walkdown. Check that out too. If you haven't heard it already, it might become a new favorite of yours. Who knows? But again, thank you so much for watching. Happy bassin', and I will see you in the future.